Hello again, my name is Gabe Zolna. This is the 8th of March 2018. Just read an interesting article that one of my viewers sent me. It's posted on The Free Thought. It was posted this morning. It begins, Seattle cops conduct Nazi-style gun confiscation. No laws broken, no charges, no arrests. Using a new law, Seattle police raided a man's home and confiscated his guns with zero due process for entirely legal behavior. Written by Matt Agorist. That's A-G-O-R-I-S-T. We now have to go to someone's house and knock on the door and say, quote, "We're from the government. Can we have your guns?" End of quote. Seattle Police Sergeant Eric Piskomsky. Seattle, Washington. In the wake of the Florida shooting, politicians, police, and activists alike are scrambling to find ways to prevent the next tragic attack. Without hesitation, last week, notorious gun grabber Senator Dianne Feinstein sat next to Donald Trump and likely salivated over his remarks as he called for the removal of due process and to, quote, "take the guns first." However, this practice of taking the guns without due process is already underway in the land of the free. Citing Nicholas Cruz as the reason for advocating the removal of due process, the anti-gun lobbyists in D.C. are claiming he shouldn't have had his guns taken, which would have prevented the tragedy. He should have had his guns taken, which would have prevented the tragedy. Sadly, however, they are ignoring the fact that he was accused of multiple felonies and should have never been able to purchase a gun in the first place, but law enforcement failed to act on any of it. Folks, it's all bullshit. This was a CIA hit. In Florida, if a person making death threats intends for the victim to fear for her safety, specifically fear of death or bodily harm, it is considered a credible threat under the law, which changes the crime from stalking, a first-degree misdemeanor, to aggravated stalking, a felony of the third degree. Cruz was reported at least 4 times for his very crime before he bought his AR-15 and police did nothing. Now let's not forget, the AR-15 that he bought from Dick's Sporting Goods store, according to the vice president, wasn't the gun that was used in the shooting. Don't you find that interesting? I sure as hell do. There is a law on the books known as Extreme Risk Protection Order, or ERPO, which went into effect in June 2017. This law is used when a person is considered an extreme threat, as reported by family, police, or friends. An ERPO must be approved by a judge, and only after this person is proven to be a danger to themselves or others can police move to confiscate their weapons. While touted as a necessary tool for police, an ERPO removes due process. The person who is accused of being mentally unstable does not have to be present and gets no chance of facing their accuser. Last week in Seattle, a man was petitioned for an ERPO, and his case is proving everything wrong with the law. The man has yet to be identified. However, he has become the first public victim of the removal of due process and a police raid to initiate gun confiscation. According to police, the ERPO stemmed from a neighbor reporting the man for staring at them through a window. The man was also accused of open carrying a holstered pistol. Staring is most certainly not illegal. Also, it is entirely legal to open carry a pistol in Belltown. This man had not made any threats to anyone. However, his entirely legal behavior was considered a threat, so police confiscated his guns. He was roaming the hallway with a .25 caliber pistol, one of the neighbors, Tony Montana, told KIRO News, as an apparent reason to justify the ERPO. Clearly showing his ignorance, Montana attempts to assert that a man's handgun was automatic, yet still police took this man's word alone as a reason to remove another man's due process and take his guns. Naturally, the man did not want to be disarmed, so he refused to give police his guns. That prompted police to escalate the situation. We attempted multiple times to get the individual to fulfill that order of turning over their firearms, Panowski said, and he refused multiple times. We were forced at that point to take the next step in ERPO law, which is petitioning for a search warrant to go in and enter their home and remove the firearms from them. Had this man resisted with force, rest assured that he would have been killed. His life would have been taken by police, and he never committed a crime. Panowski told KIRO that they are walking a fine line because they don't want to criminalize mental health. However, they aren't criminalizing mental health at all, as the victim was never even given a mental health evaluation. And police took his guns because people feared his internally legal behavior. To those of you who may be in favor of such laws, consider the following. There is no way to stop an estranged spouse from calling the police repeatedly and telling them their ex is threatening to cause them harm to others. This man simply open-carried a pistol and looked out of his window, and his guns were taken. Anyone, anytime now has the ability to claim someone else is a threat and have police take their guns. One does not need to delve into the multiple what-if scenarios to see what sort of ominous implications arise from such a practice. What's more, police now have the power to deem you a threat at any time and legally disarm you. Due process be damned. To those that support the removal of due process under the ostensible notion that it would make you safer, you would do well to remember history before you or someone you know finds yourself subject to an ERPO. Folks, this is scary shit. They're using this false flag event to come after our guns. They're already doing it. How many times have you seen me with one of these? How many videos have I posted that I hunt and I shoot on a regular basis? I look out the window. Most people look out the window. I walk around open carry. I walk around concealed carry. How easy would it be for someone to claim that I threatened them? Scary. Real scary. It's begun, folks. If you think not, you're delusional. Thanks for listening.